Hello and welcome to the virtual open house. My name is Mrs. Rutherford and I teach digital design. You may have me for digital design 1, 2, 3, or 4. This video is going to be for all of those students. So I want to take a moment to introduce you to myself, my classroom, and some of the procedures that you might expect the first day of school. If you look behind me, you can see some of the student stations. Because of the wiring in the classroom, this is the most separation that we can get with the desks. But we do have these dividers in between the computers to separate the students from each other. Also, with my number of remote learners right now, we have no more than 3 in a row without a space. So there will be some spacing in between the student stations as well, so that you're not sitting completely shoulder to shoulder. When you come in, if you're an in-person student, you will have a seating chart that is required because we need to do contact tracing if there is a COVID outbreak. So I do have a seating chart already arranged for you with maximum spacing in between the desks for each period. One of my period even has a space between each student. So I did as much spacing as I could possibly do with the number of remote students. Okay, so moving forward, I'm going to show you a little PowerPoint that I made for you. So in my class, these are the symbols for Illustrator, Photoshop, and InDesign. Let's see. Okay, so Illustrator, Photoshop, and InDesign. If you are in Digital Design 1 with me, we will be starting off with Photoshop and then throughout the year, hopefully moving into Illustrator. If you are in 2, 3, or 4, we're going to work on finishing up your certifications in Illustrator or InDesign, whichever one you're on. And then we're going to move into Northport Prints, which I will explain in a few minutes. These pictures down here are actually from a couple years ago in a full sail workshop. A couple of these students are still in class with me. They might recognize themselves, or you might recognize your friends. A little bit about me. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this. I was raised in Daytona Beach, moved here in 2017. This is my 5th year teaching, graduated from Liberty. You can pause and read that if you want, or we'll just skip over it. Here are some pictures of my family. On the left, you'll see here is my one and only hobby. I like to run. In February, I ran my first marathon, which was really exciting, especially because races started to get canceled right after that. So I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to do that. Here is a picture of my kids. I am expecting. So this is my 3rd, which we'll be doing in February. It is a girl. And then here's a picture from Easter a couple years ago. So just a little bit about me. Okay, so for my remote learners. Now, it would be easy for you to skip over this if you're not considering yourself a remote learner, but you need to remember that at any point we could all go remote. So these steps are critical for everyone, not only the ones that are self-identifying as remote learners right now. The first step is I need you all to add yourselves to my Remind. I don't want to try to hunt you down if we do go remote. So everyone, please add yourself to my Remind. I will not bombard you with messages. During the spring, the way that I made weekly contact with students was I sent out a message once a week and said, hey, if you have any questions, let me know. If you're working on the assignments, give this message a thumbs up. If you gave the message a thumbs up, then I counted that for my weekly contact with you. So it's a really simple way for us to communicate, easy and painless. So if you can go ahead and add yourself to my Remind, the directions are on the left in this picture. Next thing you need to do is make sure that you can access my Blackboard course. A little typo right there, I apologize, I need to fix that. So you want to make sure that you can access my Blackboard course. I will show you that in a minute. I'll do a little demo if you don't know how to do that. You need to download Teams. If you have a school computer, this should already be downloaded, but if not, you'll need to download it. I won't be using Zoom, I'll be using Teams to deliver the message to the remote learners. And then the next thing you need to do is make sure that you have our programs downloaded. And if you can't download these programs, I need to know as soon as possible, because you will have to be given alternate assignments, which are mostly going to be virtual textbook lessons. So let's make sure that we can download these things. First, if you're in level 1, Digital Design 1, you need to download Photoshop. That's where we're going to start. If you are in Digital Design 2, I want you to download Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. If you're in level 2, 3, or 4, download all 3 of those programs, as we're going to need them all for either your certification exams or for Northport Prints. Okay, so now that we've done that, I want to show you what our first assignment will be in either of my classes. One of the first things that we're going to do is to edit a black and white photo. So you'll see this would be the before photo. This is a black and white photo of my grandmother. And then you're going to have to edit it to come up with the after photo. So I want you guys to send me a black and white photo that you want to edit. You can either scan it or you can bring it in physically and I can scan it for you, whatever you feel more comfortable with. But you will need a black and white photo. Bringing in a black and white photo will be a grade for you. If you absolutely do not have one that you can restore, I can provide you with one, but I need something, either a note from your parent signed saying that you cannot come across one, or you need to bring in a black and white photo. Okay, so this is our Northport Prints website. If you're in Digital Design 2, 3, or 4, this is what we'll be doing. We have a student-run poster business on campus. We also have some other things. We can make buttons. We have a small vinyl printer this year. We're going to be working with some decals and possibly some stickers. We're going to explore some different printing options this year. One of the first things that we're going to be doing is designing holiday cards so that we can sell them to the staff members. They send us a photo, we throw their photo on the holiday card, and we're going to print those for them to hopefully get some business in. Last year, we were able to give away 4 $300 scholarships to graduating seniors from the money that was run through the poster business, and we also had a Chick-fil-A lunch before all this craziness happened with COVID. So hopefully we'll have some more incentives this year if we can raise some money. If you want to go and check out this website, it's northportprints.com, and you can see some of that. So a couple of these guys graduated. We'll be needing to fill those roles. But this is our class photos. So we'll need to update this when the school year starts. We have our price list and then some of the student work if you want to look through some of the things that we have created in the past. So that's what we'll be doing in Digital Design 2, 3, and 4. Moving on, I'm going to do a little demo of Blackboard. So when you get into Blackboard, I've already preloaded you in if you're on my roster. So everyone should see this Blackboard course. If you don't, you can do a class search. My last name is Rutherford. It should be on the screen. RUTHERFORD. Search that and you should be able to see my course. But unless you got added late, most of you are already logged in. You click on my course. This is going to be what you see. Now, the first thing you'll see on the announcements page is my Teams links. I only loaded you in if you're a remote learner. So if you are a remote learner, you should already have an account with them. You just need to download Teams. So here's the link to it, copy and paste it. It will take you directly to the link you need to go to Teams download and then to my course. Okay, so navigation, if you look on the side, we have agenda, project, lessons, and then assignment submission. So you're always going to start with the agenda, and that's going to tell you what to do that day. The first thing that we're going to do is you need to download the syllabus and the parent letter. Once you download them, you will sign them virtually. Both of them have virtual signatures. So you're going to have yourself and your parent sign this. Make sure they read it, sign it. Then you're going to download it up here. We're going to go to assignment submission and then signed syllabus. That's where you'll submit it. So this is going to be your first grade, that signed syllabus and that signed parent letter. Both of those are under the agenda. Put them right at the top. Now for remote learners, which again, at any point you could all be remote learners, you're going to need to download Adobe on your home computer. So Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, whatever one is appropriate for you. Here's the download instructions for Adobe, and then you also need to turn off remote updates. That's extremely important because if you don't, you might be working with a different version than I'm showing you in class, and that will be even harder for us to teach. So make sure you not only download Adobe, but then also turn off the updates. That's going to be an important couple steps for you. Every day, you'll click on whatever period you're in. Periods 1 and 2 are Digital Design 1, and you'll see the agenda for that day. So here is my learning intentions and success criteria that I'm going to click on the week. And I'll see on Monday, August 31st, I already have it loaded. This is going to be what we're going to try to accomplish. Now, I know things might come up. We might not get it all done. We'll have to see how Monday comes, but this is my plan for Monday. Every day you'll come in and you can see the agenda for that day and a journal, which we will go over on Monday. Now, your agenda. So here's your agenda. You see what we're going to do. Projects and lessons. This is where you'll find the instructions for what we're going to do. And then you submit the assignment down here. So that's just the basic navigation for my Blackboard page. So announcements is where you start, download Teams. Then you also need to download your Adobe program and turn off the updates. Those are going to be your first couple steps in Blackboard. And your first grade is that syllabus and parent letter returned and submitted. Let me know if you have any questions. I know there's so much content to go over. I'm going to be sending out more information, but I think this is enough to get you started. I'm excited to meet you on Monday, and I hope you have a great day.